Where am I? I shook my head to clear my thoughts. I wasn't safely tucked up in bed, that was for sure. My heart thudded painfully, and I thought, oh no, not again. I felt the cold first, like an ache in my bones. Then I heard the wind whisper and the drag and rush of the sea. A silver slip of moon appeared from behind a cloud and lit the sky. I forced the last of the sleep out of my head, opened my eyes wide and looked around and down. My stomach tightened like a fist. I jerked my body back against the wall and whimpered. I was outside and high up on the ledge of a building.
So, young man, you soon complete your studies at Oxford? Asked Davenport. Studying agriculture? Your father says you plan to farm in South Africa. The interrogation had already started. Martin replied, Yes, sir, I have plans. To go out to Africa. He took a glass of sherry from his father and caught his eye. There was no hint of sympathy there. Davenport laughed gruffly, aware of the tensions. He spoke in short, clipped sentences. Want to go up north of the Limpopo, eh? Wild country. Very little known about it. Granger and I have both lived in South Africa. I still visit every year. Perhaps you should consider the Cape instead. Good land to be bought there. Quite civilized. Granger joined in, his tone priestly pompous. I certainly have no desire to return to the other parts of South Africa, like the Transvaal. Greed and corruption have overcome the decencies that one expects from one's fellow men.
All three of us were sitting here, and no one could have ever stolen, hidden, or taken it away. The man gets up, approaches me, then goes to the window and looks at the Pantheon. He walks as if on an inclined plane, with wide hopping steps, like a speedometer. His eyes move swiftly. An ugly, cold smile runs and vanishes on his lips in the blink of an eye. It is all a very charming theory, he speaks. The reality is that we do not even know if we can kill you, and how. And to be honest, we would be afraid to kill you even if we knew how to. How can we know what your absence would do to us if your presence has blurred our reflections in the mirror? The mirrors may disappear at your sight. You are a dangerous element, an uncontrollable non-existence. We thought the apocalypse was fire, chaos, death, or disease. You are the apocalypse. This is Harry Prince, reporting from London, England. I do not know who is hearing this, if it is helping anyone. I speak to the void and hope. Somewhere, somehow, it reaches those who need it. The last day has been the most tumultuous period in human history, and it is not over. Not for the year promised by the quest. Maybe not ever.
He lay in the grass and pondered how on earth he could get wings. He thought of curtains and canvas, of bedsheets and kites. None of them seemed a rational possibility, and he knew for certain that he could not sew. That night he decided to share his bed with Erin, the little girl who lived in his house, and was a lot more fun to be around now that she was 6 and not 2. Once more he dreamed of flying, soaring, only this time he was with his swift friend, and they were on their way to Africa. When he woke, the first thing that he saw were a pair of Erin's sparkly pink fairy wings. Not the ones she currently wore at home, but the ones from when she was only tiny, and first knew her true life's calling. I wonder, thought Alfred. He jumped down from the bed and picked up the wings with his teeth, dragging them upstairs to the attic. I won't have breakfast first, he thought, because he was a very practical cat. On the way he saw Dorothy, who was completing her morning wash. You're a fool, Alfred, she said. Cats shouldn't fly. But he ignored her. Fortunately, the attic window was open, as Cousin David was sleeping there for a few nights and enjoyed plenty of fresh air. So Alfred hopped onto a couple of boxes and found his way through the window and out onto the slope of the main roof.